Hi, in this video we will discuss accounting for reissue of forfeited shares. The forfeited shares can be reissued by the company at par, at discount, or at premium. Reissue at par means that the reissue price is equal to the amount which is credited as paid up. Reissue at discount means the reissue price is less than the amount which is credited as paid up. Reissue at premium means the reissue price is greater than the amount which is credited as paid up. Next, we'll discuss the journal entry format in each of these three cases. The journal entry when the forfeited shares are reissued at par is bank account debit with the amount which is received on reissue to share capital account with the amount which is credited as paid up. And in the narration, we need to write the number of shares which have been reissued and the price at which it's been reissued. The journal entry when shares are reissued at discount is as follows. Bank account to be debited with the amount which is received on reissue. Forfeited shares account to be debited with the discount allowed on reissue. We have the formula for the amount to be debited to forfeited shares account. It is the number of shares reissued multiplied by the paid up value minus the reissue price per share. We need to credit share capital account with the amount which is credited as paid up. And the narration will be, we need to specify the number of shares which have been reissued and at the price at which it's been reissued. When shares are reissued at a discount, it is very important to note that the discount cannot exceed the amount that had been received and forfeited. So there cannot be any loss on reissue of forfeited shares. We will go into this concept in detail in a little while. The journal entry when shares are reissued at a premium, that is a price which is higher than the paid up value, is as follows. We need to debit bank account with the amount which is received on the reissue. We need to credit share capital account with the amount which is credited as paid up. And we need to credit securities premium reserve account with the excess of amount received on the reissue price over the amount which is credited as paid up. The formula for arriving at the amount which has to be credited to securities premium reserve account is as follows. We need to take the number of shares reissued and multiply it with the difference between the reissue price per share and the paid up value per share. We've learned the format of journal entries that have to be passed when the forfeited shares are reissued at par, at discount, as well as at premium. We will discuss the format with the help of examples. In our example, which is specified in red over here, 1000 equity shares of rupees 10 each are forfeited for the non-payment of first call money and final call money. Amounts payable were rupees 3 on application, rupees 3 on allotment, rupees 2 on first call, and rupees 2 on second call. The first example is reissue at par. All the 1000 equity shares are reissued at rupees 10 per share fully paid up. So we see here that the paid up value of the share is rupees 10 and the reissue price is also rupees 10. The journal entry is bank account debit 1000 shares multiplied by the reissue price per share rupees 10, totaling 10,000 rupees, and to equity share capital account 1000 shares multiplied by the paid up value of the share, which is rupees 10, comes up to 10,000 rupees. Narration: 1000 equity shares are reissued at rupees 10 per share. So this is the example for reissue at par. We'll move on to reissue at discount. All the 1000 equity shares are reissued at rupees 8 per share, fully paid up. So since it's fully paid up, the paid up value is rupees 10, and the reissue price rupees 8 is less than the paid up value of rupees 10. So we know it's reissue at discount. The journal entry is as follows. We need to debit bank account with 1000 shares multiplied by the reissue price per share rupees 8, comes up to 8,000 rupees. We need to also debit forfeited shares account with the discount on reissue. The discount on reissue is the paid up value, which is 10 rupees minus the reissue price, which is rupees 8. It comes up to rupees 2 per share, and multiplied by 1000 shares, the total discount on reissue is rupees 2,000. We need to credit equity share capital account with the number of shares multiplied by the paid up value per share, 1000 shares multiplied by rupees 10 per share, totaling to 10,000 rupees. The narration: 1000 equity shares are reissued at rupees 8 per share. We'll move on to reissue of shares at premium. All the 1000 equity shares are reissued at rupees 14 per share, fully paid up. So the paid up value is again rupees 10. The reissue price is rupees 14. It is greater than the paid up value of rupees 10. Therefore, we know it's reissue at premium. The journal entry: we need to debit bank account with 1000 shares multiplied by the reissue price per share, which is rupees 14, and we arrive at 14,000 rupees. We need to credit the equity share capital account with 1000 shares multiplied by the paid up value per share rupees 10, totals to 10,000 rupees. We also need to credit securities premium reserve account with the number of shares, which is 1000 shares, and multiply it with the difference between the reissue price and the amount which is credited as paid up, which is 14 rupees minus 10 rupees, or in other words rupees 4 per share, and multiplied by 1000 shares. The security premium reserve is 4,000 rupees. Narration: 1000 equity shares reissued at rupees 14 per share. We'll move on to the next concept. Determination of paid up value when forfeited shares which were partly called up are reissued. So how to determine the paid up value, or in other words the amount which has to be credited to share capital account at the time of reissue of shares when forfeited shares which are partly called up are reissued. We will learn this with the help of an example. In our example, which is in blue on the top half of the screen, X Limited forfeits one share of rupees 100, rupees 80 called up for the non-payment of rupees 20 on first call, and these shares are reissued. The called up value of such reissued shares in each of the following cases will be as follows. So in our example, X Limited is forfeiting one share of rupees 100 on which only rupees 80 has been called up. So it's partly called up, and the forfeiture is because of a non-payment of rupees 20 on first call. Now, in the first case, which is given in the second half of the screen, let's say the question does not specify whether the reissued shares are issued as fully paid up or otherwise, then they are presumed to have been issued as partly paid up. The paid up value to be taken will be the amount which is called up to the date of the forfeiture, that is rupees 80 per share. So let's say the share was reissued at rupees 60 per share, full stop. It does not say anything about the amount which is paid up. Then the amount called up value will be rupees 80 per share. So it's reissue at discount. Reissue price 60 against the paid up value of rupees 80. Where it says the share has been reissued at 80 per share, again the called up value will be 80 per share. It's reissue at par, where the reissue price is 80 as well as a called up value is rupees 80. In C, if it's reissued at 90 per share, again the called up value will be 80 per share. And since it's reissue at premium, where the reissue price is rupees 90 greater than the called up value of rupees 80, the securities premium reserve will be credited with rupees 10 per share. So this was in the first case where the question does not specify the amount paid up or called up. Now let's say the second case, if the called up value is given at the time of the reissue of shares. For example, where it's reissued at rupees 60 per share fully called up. So then it says fully called up, so the called up value will be 100 per share. It's reissue at discount, where the reissue price 60 is less than the called up value of rupees 100. So the discount on reissue is rupees 40 per share. Example B, reissued at 80 per share fully paid up. Again, the called up value will be rupees 100 per share because the wordings are fully paid up. Again, it's reissue at discount, where the reissue price of rupees 80 is less than the called up value of rupees 100, and its reissue discount is rupees 20 per share. Against C, reissued at 100 per share fully called up. Since it's fully called up, the called up value will be rupees 100 per share. This is reissue at par, where the reissue price of rupees 100 is equal to the called up value of rupees 100 per share. And in case D, where it's reissued at 125 rupees per share fully paid up, again since it's fully paid up, the called up value will be rupees 100 per share. It's reissue at premium, since the reissue price of rupees 125 is greater than the amount which is credited as paid up rupees 100, and the securities premium reserve will be rupees 25 per share. That is the difference between the reissue price of rupees 125 and the called up value or the paid up value of rupees 100. So we just learned how to determine the amount which has to be credited to share capital account, or in other words, the paid up value at the time of reissue of shares when the share is partly called up at the time of forfeiture. Let's move on to the next concept. Calculation of maximum permissible discount and minimum reissue price. We'll understand this with the help of an example. Star Limited issued 10,000 shares of rupees 10 each, payable rupees 3 on application, rupees 4 on allotment, rupees 2 on the first call, and balance on second and final call. Out of the total shares, 500 shares were forfeited. We are asked to calculate the maximum permissible discount and the minimum reissue price at the time of reissue in each of the following cases. We have 5 cases given, and we need to calculate the maximum permissible discount as well as the minimum reissue price in each of these cases. Let's write the breakup on the corner, right corner. Application is rupees 3. Allotment is rupees 4. The first call is rupees 2. And the final call is rupees 1. Total issue price, issue at par, rupees 10. Before we begin with the first case, let's understand the approach to calculate the minimum reissue price as well as a maximum permissible discount. The approach is that the company should not make a loss on the reissue of share. So, based on that, in case 1, if the shares were forfeited for the non-payment of final call, the amount which is forfeited by the company, that is received from the shareholder, which will not be returned, is rupees 9. Hence, the maximum permissible discount will be equal to the amount forfeited. Again, it's rupees 9, which means the minimum reissue price should be rupees 10 minus the maximum permissible discount, rupees 9, equal to rupees 1. In case 2, if the shares were forfeited for the non-payment of the first and the final call, the amount which is received by the company will then be rupees 7. So the amount forfeited is rupees 7. The maximum permissible discount is also rupees 7. And the minimum reissue price will be rupees 10 minus rupees 7, or in other words, rupees 3. Now, in case the company fixes the reissue price at less than rupees 3, for example, the reissue price is fixed as rupees 2. On receiving 2 rupees plus the amount which is already received, rupees 7, it would total to rupees 9, which is less than the amount that has to be credited as paid up, rupees 10, which is not allowed. And that is the approach which we have to follow while calculating the maximum permissible discount and the minimum reissue price. In case 3, the shares are forfeited for the non-payment of allotment, first call and the final call. So the amount forfeited is rupees 3. The maximum permissible discount is also rupees 3. And the minimum reissue price should be rupees 10 minus rupees 3 is equal to rupees 7. In case 4, if the shares were forfeited for the non-payment of allotment and the first call money, the second and final call was not yet made. So the amount which is received by the company, that is the amount forfeited, is rupees 3, only the application money. The maximum permissible discount will be rupees 3. The minimum reissue price, rupees 10 minus rupees 3 equals rupees 7. The last case 5, if the shares were forfeited for non-payment of first call, second and final call not yet made, so the amount which is forfeited is rupees 7. The maximum permissible discount is also rupees 7. And the minimum reissue price is rupees 10 minus rupees 7 equals rupees 3. So we just learned the concept of maximum permissible discount as well as the minimum reissue price. So in this video, we learnt the journal entries for the reissue of shares. When shares are reissued at par, at discount or at premium. Also, the concept of calculating the paid up value when partly called up shares are forfeited, as well as the concept of calculating the maximum permissible discount and the minimum reissue price. In the upcoming video, we will learn how to calculate the gain on the reissue of forfeited shares, and also the journal entry to be passed for transfer of gain on reissue of forfeited shares to capital reserve account.